itching to use that thing again, ain't you?
Never hurts to be ready.
We're always ready. Put it away.
You're nervous, Al.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be if it wasn't for you.
What time we meet in Barlow?
10 o'clock. Ever been to this place? Plainview?
Nope.
Plainview. I never heard of it. I doubt if it's even got a bank. If it does, there's probably all of $1.30 in it.
Harvest time. We shouldn't do too badly. There's a lot of money changes hands in these places this time of year.
I'm sick of these two-bit towns. What's wrong with a place like Abilene, for instance?
Everything, as far as we're concerned.
They're bound to have a lot of cash on hand. They got to pay off the trail drives.
That's just it. Where there's a lot of cash, there's a lot of guns.
We're not exactly amateurs.
That's why we're alive. We'll stay that way as long as we stick to the small towns.
Your brother's right, Bob. Nobody wears guns in a place like Plainview except maybe the town marshal.
Or bring up the horses. We'll look the town over for 5 minutes. Then the other boys will spot themselves in the street. If anything looks wrong, we'll leave.
The bank's on the right-hand side of the street. There's two people working it, the owner and the teller. No guns.
How about the street?
There's no guns there either. It's like a bunch of farmers, mostly. They got a town marshal, an old-timer. I don't think he'll give us any trouble, though.
How about his gun?
I couldn't tell if he was wearing one or not. He was sitting down in his office when I looked in on him.
All right. We'll do it the same as always. Me and Bob will work inside.
Good morning, Doc.
Hey, you ready?
Sure.
Well, let's get on with it.
Morning, Doc.
Jack.
Marshal.
Cigars come yet?
No, they're not here yet, Doc, but they ought to be in on the afternoon stage.
Getting so you can't rely on anything in this town any longer.
A few more hours without a cigar never did anybody any harm.
Now, don't you go getting philosophic with me. You're not that old yet.
I'll tell you what. The first 2 cigars out of the first box I opened this afternoon are going to be given away free to the first 2 men who want them. You pass the word around, will you, Doc?
Oh, sure. We'll pass the word. I'll take the white.
You had the whites last time.
Well, do you want them?
No, I don't want 'em.
Well, what are you talking about, then? Talk, talk, talk.
Martha, good morning to you.
Coffee's on. It'll be ready in a minute.
Thank you, Martha.
I'm glad to hear Tim's feeling better, Miss Clayton.
Thank you, Jack. He's really much better now.
That's fine.
Good morning, Jack.
How are you, Larry?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, morning, Miss Livingston.
Hello, Jack. How are things going?
Oh, can't complain. How are you? You still solvent?
Thriving, Jack, thriving. You just keep bringing me money every day, and I might be able to stay in business.
There you are, Mr. Wright.
Oh, thanks, Larry. Goodbye, Miss Livingston.
See you later, Jack.
Morning, Nellie.
I tell you, Martha, if I were a younger man and you weren't already married, I'd...
Check.
Doc, you're not trustworthy. You're a miserable, underhanded old...
You can't concentrate. You got no business playing this game. I've told you that 100 times. Reminds me of the time I was playing the general.
What general was that, Doc?
Robert Edward Lee, that's what general it was. I'll never forget it as long as I live. It was at Fredericksburg.
In 62, right after you drove back to Federals. It was on a wintry Saturday night, and now you're in shape.
Hey, sis. Where do you want these spuds?
Oh, look over there, please, Wally. I need some trim for the bedroom curtains. Think that's pretty?
Yeah, look fine. There go the profits.
2 more sacks down at the depot. I'll go get them.
Oh, thank you, Wally.
Why is it some people can't carry on a conversation without shouting? And how can a man concentrate with that cowbell jingling every few seconds?
You know, Doc, that's why I love to play chess with you. You're such a good loser.
We'll see who's the good loser.
Hey, now, what's all the excitement?
Pop, how's my credit?
Well, I don't know. Your account's pretty good size already. About 2 afternoons of sweeping out the store, I'd say.
He promised, didn't he? Sure he did.
Could I charge some candy?
Sure you can.
I want a peppermint stick.
All right, Cynthia. You all want peppermint sticks?
No, I want a licorice whip.
All right, Joey. There.
Pop, what about Low Boy?
Yeah, I almost forgot him, didn't I? There.
Thanks, Pop. Come on, old boy.
Here you are, Mrs. Canfield.
$4, $5, $6.50, 60, 75 cents. Thank you, Larry.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Ralph. How are you?
Don't move. Except to raise your hands. Move over. That's enough. Sit still, mister. Just don't move at all. That's it.
Dead. That's good. They robbed the bank and they killed Larry.
Well, here, look. Here's the money, Mr. Livingston.
Nice shooting, George.
Well, I just finished him off. Jack Wright's shot was the one that counted. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I saw the whole thing from the saloon. Jack took the marshal's gun, stood up cool as you please, and plugged him.
Billy, did you hear that? Your dad shot a bank bandit. Yeah.
A couple of you men carry him into the jail.
What a shot that was. Why, it must be 50, 60 yards from the store. And Jack hit him dead center with a 6-gun.
Who'd ever thought that he could handle a gun like that?
Come on, sit down, Martha.
Jack, you're a hero. We're in your debt, my friend.
That was one of the greatest shots I ever saw, Jack. Why, I missed him 3 times with a rifle before I finally dropped him. I was a lot closer than you were.
I didn't know you could shoot like that.
No, neither did I.
Now, wait a minute, boys. I'm sure glad I got him, but believe me, it was just a lucky shot. I grabbed the marshal's gun
And put a bullet in that robber from a distance of 70 yards. We know all about it. That wasn't lucky. That was cool, deliberate shooting.
We're all proud of you, Jack. If there were more men like you and Henderson in the country, we wouldn't have any outlaws.
That's right.
Outlaw shot by local marksman identified as Alvin Dennis, wanted in Kansas. Alvin Dennis, sought by Kansas law authorities for bank robbery and murder, was shot and killed in plain view early yesterday morning just after he and his gang held up the bank. According to eyewitnesses, the first bullet to hit Dennis was fired by Jack Wright, owner of the Plainview General Store, from a distance of almost 100 yards. George Henderson, another townsman. All right, let's be going. Where do you figure we're going, Bob?
Plainview.
What for?
Get ourselves a couple of local marksmen.
What good'll that do?
It'll do me good, a lot of it.
We all feel just as sorry about Al as you do.
Yeah, I can see that.
Al knew the chance he was taking.
Yeah. He knew the chance he was taking when he busted you out of jail that time in San Antone, remember? I'm not asking any of you to go with me. He was my brother, not yours.
Wait a minute. We're all going with you.
Sure we are.
Bring that paper.
Who's the lucky girl tonight, Wally? Sally Livingston again?
Why, sis, I'm surprised at you. I was out with Sally last night. If I was to see her again tonight, she'd start getting ideas.
Oh, I thought women were fickle.
You've got the right idea, Wally. But heaven help you if you ever meet up with a girl like your sister here. She'll never let you get away.
As I recall, you didn't try very hard, Mr. Wright.
Didn't try. I fought like a tiger.
How come you're not over at the saloon, Jack?
Oh, I didn't think I'd go, Wally.
You're the guest of honor, you and Mr. Henderson.
I know.
What's this all about?
Mr. Livingston, he's setting up drinks for everyone. And speech-making, too, if I know him. You better get on over there, Jack. Well, guess I kept her waiting long enough. She'll be a little bit mad by now. Then we can make up. Night.
Good night, Wally.
Night.
Is that true what Wally said? You and George Henderson supposed to be guest of honor tonight?
Yes, Martha, but...
Well, I think you certainly should go then.
But, Martha, I don't feel right about it. I mean, celebrating because I helped kill a man.
Well, that's just being silly, Jack. Of course you'll go.
Well,
Every man in town will be there. They're all very proud of you. And they should be.
But, Martha, I don't...
Now, come on. You don't know how to act like a hero. I'll just have to teach you, that's all.
All right.
Here, go and have a good time.
I'll try.
So I paced it off. Yes, sir, just to convince myself I paced it off. And from where Jack Wright was standing in front of his store to where Alvin Dennis was just leaving town was 138 yards. No, sir, believe it.
Listen to him. Every time he tells it, the distance gets farther.
You're very modest, Jack.
No, it's not
You know,
that.
I think you boys can count on a substantial reward.
I sure could use it.
Dennis was wanted in Kansas, dead or alive. I've already written to the Kansas authorities for it.
Well, it's nice of you, Mr. Livingston.
Nonsense. Don't forget, it was my bank they tried to rob. The least I can do is to see that you're rewarded, even if it's necessary to take it out of my own pocket. Walter!
Yeah.
Keep everyone's glass full. I don't want to see a sober man in here by midnight. Drink up, Jack. You've earned it.
I better not. I've had more tonight than I usually have in a month.
Well, you can't stay sober at your own celebration. Come on, drink up.
No point in letting it go to waste. Pretty good. Must be at least 6 months old.
I don't know how you do it, Doc. You drink more than any three men in town. I've never seen you even slightly drunk.
It is an accomplishment, I'll agree, but a minor one. Nothing as significant as knocking an outlaw off a horse at 60, 70, or 100 yards with a handgun.
Now, cut it out, Doc. You don't believe that stuff, do you?
No, I don't, Jack. But do you?
What do you mean?
That's what I said.
You don't think I believe it, do you? Look, Doc, I never shot a six-gun before in my life. I picked the thing up and pointed it. Pure blind luck. Nobody believes it.
That's good. You keep thinking that way and you won't get into trouble. I hope.
You having a good time, Jack? I'm sure having a good time. Hey, everybody, let's drink to Plainview, town of law and order.
Have
another, mister? For free tonight.
Thanks, I will.
Man, now listen to me. In case you've forgotten, Plainview lost its marshal. God rest his soul. And I nominate to take his place the man who used his gun so well, Jack Wright. Come on, get up here, Jack.
Thanks, boys. Thanks a lot, but I can't do it. In the first place, I can't handle a gun. That was just a lucky shot. In the second place, I've got a store to run. You know that. That takes all my time. The man I think ought to be Marshal of Plainview is George Henderson here. How about it?
Gentlemen, now is as good a time as any to elect ourselves a marshal. And as far as I can tell, practically every eligible voter in town is here. Since Jack Wright has declined the job, I think we ought to follow his suggestion. How about it, George? Are you willing to serve Plainview as marshal?
I am, Mr. Livingston. I'd be mighty proud to.
All right. All those in favor of George Henderson for marshal signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. George, you got the job.
What do you know? My first official act will be to buy a round of drinks, and then I'm going home while I can still ride.
George will make a fine marshal, don't you think, Doc?
Anybody can be a good marshal. Pete McKay was a fine one for 5 years. In all that time, he never had to use his gun once. Until the day they killed him. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Doc.
Good night, Doc.
You're sure you're all right, George? You're welcome to stay at my place tonight if you like.
No, thanks. Wife's liable to worry. Besides, I got half a dozen cows to milk in the morning, and they'd be mighty put out with me if I didn't show up.
Can I give you a boost?
Oh, no. Maybe just a little one.
You ready, Marshal?
Here you go. Made it, big guys. Come on, Blue, we're going home. Good night, Jack.
Good night, George.
boy. Good night, boys.
Good night, George. Good night, Marshal. Well, one thing's sure. George is the happiest marshal we ever had.
Tonight, anyway.
Your name Henderson?
That's right.
The new marshal of Plainview? The fellow that shot Alvin Dennis?
Yeah. Who are you?
My name's Dennis, too.
Shot.
Give me the paper.
What?
The paper, the newspaper. Come on, the whole town will be here any minute.
There's 4 slugs in it. Hey, Jack. Jack. Look at this.
Now, Jack, don't you worry. We're with you. To every one of us.
Yeah, sure. Sure we are.
£8 of beans. Will that be all, Mrs. Metcalf?
That's all, thank you.
I'll have Wally bring it right over.
Fine.
Ah, that looks mighty fine, Bill. How's it coming, Wally?
Almost finished. Wire staples just short of a keg. Shingle nails about a keg and a half.
It looks like we're in pretty fair shape on everything except tools.
We could use some more wire and staples. It'll be fence fixing time in a month or so.
Yeah, that's right. I'll order them first thing in the morning. Oh, Wally, you better get Mrs. Metcalf's order over to her.
All right.
Those windows are clean, Billy. Why don't you go outside and play? What's the matter, son?
Nothing. I just wanted to talk to Pop about something.
What's trouble, Bill?
Pop, I know what happened to Mr. Henderson the other night. About the newspaper picture and everything. The Dennis gang did it, didn't they?
Yes. Yes, it looks that way.
Well, they're saying that the gang might come back again. After you.
I don't think there's much chance of that. Those men who killed Mr. Henderson are cowards. They shot him when he was alone outside of town. We live right here in town. There's hardly ever any reason for us to leave it.
We went to the canyon on a picnic last Sunday.
Well, maybe we'll give that up for a while. I've got a lot of work to catch up on around the store here anyway.
But supposing they're not cowards, suppose they come right back here into town
They
and...
wouldn't dare, Bill, I'm sure of that.
Pop, I'm scared for you.
Most men get scared one time or another, Bill. No matter how old they are. Usually it's for themselves, but sometimes it's for others. And that's a very kind thing. Just remember this. We're not alone. We're part of a community. And they're all on our side. Here. It's on the house.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. Feel better now?
Yes, but... Pop, I think you ought to start carrying a gun. You've got one right in that drawer.
That's been in there for years, Bill. I don't think it's ever been fired. I want you to remember this. Just try to understand, I'm a storekeeper. I'm not a gunman.
But that shot you made the other day.
I've told you that was just luck, Bill. Nothing else. Now, come on. Run out and play.
Pop, do you suppose there'll be room in this town for another store? Because that's what I want to be when I grow up. Storekeeper like you.
Now, Bill, I always figured when you grew up you could have this one. Will that be all right?
Sure. Come on, old boy.
I still say if they had enough nerve to do it the first time, they got enough to do it again.
Well, as much as said they'd be back. Did you see the Amarillo newspaper? Had George Henderson's picture crossed out and Jack Wright.
You sound just like my wife. She can't talk about anything else.
Getting so I hate to come home anymore.
I know what you mean. My wife says we should take our kids and move away.
What do you think about it, Clem? You think the gang will be back after Wright?
I don't know. Well, I kind of doubt it, though.
The way I look at it, it's Wright's problem and not ours.
That's not so, Mac. He did the whole town a favor. That makes it everybody's problem.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
How are you? Hi.
Bartender, I'd like some of the coldest beer you've got.
Sure, Marshal. Well, Marshal, you're a welcome sight. That is, providing you're not just passing through Plainview.
No, I'm not. We had a check on a shooting you had the other night.
Well, the Dennis gang did it. We'd no sooner elected Henderson town marshal.
We've been expecting them back every night since. Nobody in town's been able to get a decent night's sleep.
That's right. And we're sure glad to see you, Marshal. On, finish up and have another beer.
No, thanks. Hey, where can I find your town marshal?
Well, we haven't got one.
Well, the Amarillo office sent me here when they got a letter from Mr. Livingston. Any of you gentlemen happen to be him?
No, he's our banker.
Well, I better check in the hotel.
I'll take you over.
Well, I'll see you later. Gonna go home and tell my wife about this. Maybe now she'll shut up.
Come on, Roy, I'll buy you another drink.
It's Bob. It's about time. We've been here more than a week.
What do you say?
Hi.
Well, I got some news. Federal marshal's due to leave Plainview tomorrow.
You sure?
He's expected in Amarillo tomorrow night.
How'd you find that out?
I walked into his office and asked for him, said I was an old friend. We'll wait an extra day to make sure. And we'll start early and get there at 10 o'clock. And this time we're gonna...
We'll get where by 10 o'clock?
To Plainview. We didn't finish our business there.
I don't like it, Bob.
Well, nobody asked you to like it.
Now, wait a minute. They might be expecting us, you know.
There's more to it than that.
What do you mean?
Look, we've got to get that storekeeper. Not just because he helped kill your brother. They've made a hero of him, all over Texas. If we don't keep these people scared, they'll be taking pot shots at us in every little town we hit.
They're liable to do it anyway.
Not if we keep them scared enough, they won't.
We're still sticking our necks out.
Look, if you wanted a safe job, you should have taken up bookkeeping.
Maybe we can take care of this easier if we do it at night.
All right, that's the way we'll do it.
Hi, Clem. I'm sorry if I'm late.
Oh, you're not late. Oh, what's the matter? Something wrong at home?
No, there'll be plenty wrong there by this time tomorrow. The federal marshal's leaving.
What are you talking about?
It's the truth. Livingston told me this afternoon. Look, I figured if you and I go up and have a talk with him, maybe he'll change his mind. How
Yeah,
about it?
sure. Leaving? I don't understand it.
Yes, who is it?
I'd like to talk to you, Marshal. This is Clem Clark and Al Ferguson.
Come in, gentlemen.
Marshal, we understand that you're planning to leave Plainview tomorrow.
That's right.
Oh, but you can't.
Well, I have to. I'm writing the last of my report now. My orders are to return to Amarillo.
You don't have to, though. I mean, if you have to stay on someplace, that's up to you, isn't it?
Yes, if I thought I should stay, I would, but I see no reason to.
Well, what about that newspaper the Dennis gang left? That was a threat if I ever saw one.
Well, threats like that are pretty common, you know, but they rarely amount to anything. They're only made to scare people.
Well, that certainly succeeded as far as this town is concerned. Well, all the women are scared to death.
They'll get over it. Now, if you gentlemen don't mind, I'd like to finish my report.
Look, Marshal, would you consider taking a leave of absence or something from your government job and staying on here as our town marshal? We'll pay you more money than you're getting now.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night, Marshal.
Good night.
Look, Marshal, you have to stay for a while anyway. We need you here.
I told you, Mr. Livingston, I'm finished. I'm a federal marshal. I came here to investigate a shooting and attempted bank holdup. I've completed my report, and now I've got to go.
But you don't understand our situation.
Yes, I do. You're jittery. So is everybody else in town. It's understandable. But you'll get over it. The past 2 weeks I've been here, I haven't seen anything happen. I really don't think anything will.
But we have to have some kind of law enforcement.
Sure you do. Make yourself a town marshal. Goodbye, Mr. Livingston. Thanks for all your help.
Bye.
Goodbye, Mr. Wright.
You're leaving, Marshal.
Yep. Good luck to you.
Marshal,
Yes?
you don't think the Dennis gang will be back then?
Oh, it's not likely. We've had men out looking for them all over this part of the country. Of course, you can't be sure, but I doubt if they're even in the state any longer. Take care of yourself. Give my best to the missus.
I'll do that.
That's a horse.
No, it isn't. It's a burro.
What's a burro?
It's a... Well, it's not a horse.
It looks like a horse. Why isn't it a horse?
Because it isn't.
It's a horse. I want to see the horse again.
Now, why don't you kids get ready for bed?
Ah, Pop, let me finish my story.
No, it's late. We'll finish it tomorrow.
Do as you're told, Joey. You too, Cynthia.
Good night, sweetie.
Joey, what's a burro?
I hear the federal marshal left today.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going to happen now?
Well, elect a town marshal, I suppose.
Who?
I don't know. We haven't selected one yet.
You know very well no one will take that job.
Now, don't worry about it, Anne.
Where are you going?
I'm all out of tobacco.
Don't go to the store tonight, Clem.
Don't be silly. Nothing's gonna happen tonight.
How do you know it won't? How do you know those men won't come back?
Because, well, if they were going to, they would have by now. It's been over 2 weeks and no sign of them.
And the marshal's been here all that time. He isn't here now.
Jack Wright and I have been friends for a long time, practically all our lives. If he's in trouble, I can't...
Trouble, it isn't just trouble. He's in danger. Real danger. And anyone who's around him is in danger. Can't you realize that?
Man, you're making more out of this than there really is.
No, I hope so. I hope so. But I'm frightened. I'm frightened for the children and... Oh, if anything happened to you, I don't know what I'd do.
All right. I won't go over to the store tonight.
Well, there wasn't any mail for you, Doc.
I wasn't expecting any.
Paper, if you'd like to read it.
You ought to learn to play this game, Jack.
Yeah, I'd like to someday.
Sit down, I'll give you a lesson.
Not right now, Doc.
You sure got plenty of time for it. This place hasn't been exactly overflowing with business lately.
Hello, Mr. Wright. Hi, Pop.
Hello, fellas. How are you, Cynthia?
Fine, thank you.
Well, now, what is this, a business or a social call?
I guess it's both, Mr. Wright. Pop, I haven't used my credit for quite a while.
Well, on a day like this, the refreshments are on the house.
Thanks, Pop. I want a peppermint.
That's right, I remember, Cynthia.
I want
There you
liquor.
are.
I want a peppermint, too.
All right. 2 liquor sticks.
Thanks, Mr. Wright.
Thought you might like some coffee, Doc.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
I'd
to have a licorice whip instead.
Well, Cynthia, I think you better finish the peppermint stick first, don't you?
Say, Mr. Wright, how'd you learn how to shoot a gun so good? I mean, you had to practice a lot, didn't you?
I told you that was just a lucky shot.
No, sir. My dad said your dad's the best shot in town.
Joe, Cynthia, you get right home and eat your lunch now.
But, Mom, we already had
Don't argue with me, young man. Come on. I don't know what's gotten into these children lately. They're so disobedient.
Well, those are the best behaved children in town. I've never known them to miss lunch since they've been able to talk.
Well, there's always a first time.
And they didn't miss it today. Well, they've had lunch. It's almost 2 o'clock.
Sure they have, Pop. They just finished when I went over there. What's the matter with Mrs. Clark anyway?
Nothing, Billy. Maybe she just forgot.
Oh, folks, come on, Eddie. Your mother wants you.
What for?
I don't know. Come on.
Mom said I don't have to be home till 4:30.
How long it'll take off your coat, Billy? And hang it up. This is something that never occurred to me before, but I can understand it very well.
You can understand what very well.
This store's a dangerous place now, especially for children.
It's nonsense, Martha. Well, maybe a couple of the women think so, but they'll get over it.
It isn't just the women, Jack. The only customer we've had in 3 days in the store is Doc.
I know. But I wouldn't worry too much about losing business, Martha. We've got the only general store in town. People are going to have to come in here sooner or later, unless they stop eating.
Yes, I know.
Nice little town we have here, isn't it? Well, if you change your mind about chess, let me know. I'll be down the street, in the saloon.
All right, Doc. Martha. It's a reward money. $2,500.
It's nice.
Oh, no, honey. You always manage to find something to worry about, whether it's there or not, don't you? Well, it's not there this time, believe me. Come on.
All right, Jack.
I'll take it over to the bank and deposit it. $2,500. There are a lot of things we'll be able to afford now, Don.
I'll talk to you later. Well, Jack, how are things?
Oh, pretty good, Clem. Say, Clem, your kids were in the store today and... What got into him all of a sudden?
Who knows?
Well, take a look at this, Mr. Livingston. State of Kansas sent me the reward.
That's nice. You want to make a deposit?
For sure.
Bob will take care of it for you.
Here you are, Mr. Wright.
Don't you think I ought to endorse it?
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Hello, Doc. Well, I wondered where you were going in such a hurry, Clem. You must have been thirsty.
Well, yeah, it was. Can I buy you a drink, Jack?
No, thanks. I'll buy the drinks today, boys. I got the reward money, $2,500. Set them up for everybody, Walter. Have one yourself.
All right, Jack. Thanks. What do you figure on doing with all that money?
Well, for a long time, I've been thinking about expanding the store. I might build onto it now. I thought I'd like to put in a line of that new farm machinery. That ought to go pretty well around here, don't you think, Clem?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, sure, Jack. Yeah, it's 2:30. Time sure goes.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be running along. Thanks for the drink, Jack.
You're welcome.
Sorry. Oh, that's all right.
Thanks a lot, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Sure you won't have another?
No, I have to be getting home. So long. How about some whiskey, bartender?
Sure, mister.
And gets plenty dried out in this kind of weather.
Al? Don't let me keep you if you got something else to do.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, there is something I have to take care of. Thanks for the drink.
My office hours are 8:30 to 2 unless it's an emergency.
You better get out of here, Doc.
Why?
Oh, nothing important. My wife will bring the boy in tomorrow. Bye. You fellas help yourself. Just keep track of what you're drinking. I'll be back.
Howdy.
Hello. Everybody sure left here all at once, didn't they?
Yeah. You come from far?
All the way from Amarillo. Nice windy ride, too. Buy a drink?
How about you one? You looking for anybody in particular?
Why, no. Should I be?
I didn't think you were.
Strange little town, all right. You know, if I was a sensitive man, I'd be mighty insulted. Everybody leaving here the minute I walk in. Even the bartender. You think they were all scared of me?
They are.
Me? What for?
You know, it's a long story. In the first place, my name is Wright. Jack Wright.
I'm pleased to meet you. Bob Alexander's mine.
How are you?
Jack Wright. For some reason or other, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it should. I'm a local hero.
You don't say.
You're looking at the man who shot the notorious Alvin Dennis from a distance of a half a mile. With a slingshot.
Jack Wright. Sure, I read about you in the Amarillo paper the other day. You're really the man that got Dennis?
I am. I've got the reward to prove it.
Now I see why everybody lit out of here so fast. They thought I might have been one of the Dennis gang coming in after you. Well, there's no sense in my hanging around here any longer. Mighty proud to have met you, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. Run along. Out of the line of fire.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. This ain't my town. What happens here is none of my business. Good luck, friend.
Don't you know it's dangerous in here, Doc?
You sit down.
Nice town, like you said, Doc. Nice people.
Same as anywhere, I imagine. No worse, no better.
No, I don't believe that. What kind of a country would this be if people were like this all over?
Well, maybe you got a point there, Jack.
I don't understand it. I mean, well, look. Folks came out here from back east, like my grandfather, like a lot of people's grandfathers. They settled this town way out in the middle of nowhere. And they had kids. And their kids had more kids. But still, there weren't too many people. You know, Doc?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows everybody. They know their problems, their worries, their troubles. Not like in a big city. You know what I'm trying to say, Doc?
Yes, I do.
I mean, well, take for instance last summer, when the whole Ferguson family took sick. We all pitched in, remember? We got his hay in, we made sure his cows got milked on time, we got his wheat crop in. Nobody stayed away from his house because they were afraid they were going to catch the sickness. I was real proud of Plainview then, Doc.
You're not proud of it now?
No. Not anymore. It seems to me to be a lot easier fighting off a danger like this one than it would be trying to fight against a disease that nobody can see, but I guess the sickness I got's the worst kind. No cure for it. Not here anyway.
When you come in here a little while ago, you were mad. But you're not anymore. Jack, I'm an old man. And they say old men are great ones for giving out advice. But I haven't got any for you. But I want to tell you one thing. I like you better when you're mad.
Deposit the check?
Yes.
It took you a long while.
After I left the bank, I went over to the saloon. Felt like I needed a drink. I ran into some of my friends. Clem Clark, Al Ferguson, some of the others. The minute they saw me, they started edging for the door. They couldn't get out of there fast enough. Even the bartender left. You were right, Martha. Except for Doc Lacey, everybody in this town is scared to death to be anywhere near me.
Maybe it's like you said, Jack. They'll get over it.
Maybe, Martha. I don't know.
Boy, that's some weather we're having. Anything else I can do, sis?
No, thanks, Warren.
Thanks, sis.
Me too.
Would you like some more hot coffee, Jack? Yours is probably cold.
No, this is fine, thanks.
Is there any more pie?
Nope. No more, dear. Sorry.
You can have mine, Bill. I don't want to take it.
Thanks, Pop.
I'll get it, Jack.
All right, I'm coming. Why don't you people go home? There's nothing any of you can do now.
Mom, don't cry. Don't cry, Mom, please.
He's just a boy. He never did any harm to anyone. Why did they do it? Why?
Bill, why don't you go in and start getting ready for bed? I'll come in a little while.
I'll take care of everything. If you need me for anything at all, just call. You understand?
Jack. I thought it was you.
I know.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Any ideas, Doc?
About what?
Some kind of protection for the women and children.
And the men?
I'm serious, Doc. We need a marshal.
Well, hire one. Send to Abilene, Dodge City, one of those places. Get a gunman. Preferably one with 2 guns. Or more.
We don't want a killer in the marshal's office.
Oh, we've got to do something. Bill, it's all right, son. It's all right.
Oh. Bad dream.
You're all right now, darling. Go to sleep.
Night.
I made some fresh coffee a while ago. Would you like some?
Yes, please. I have to leave here, Jack.
Yes. For a while. Amarillo has some good hotels. Maybe you and Bill would like Dallas better.
What do you mean?
I can't go with you, Martha.
But you can. You must. We'll sell this place, Jack. And then we'll go west, not to Amarillo or Dallas, but to some small town that needs a store. Maybe we'll go all the way to Oregon or California. It'll be wonderful for Billy, too. And they say the climate...
It's no good, Martha.
You mean you're sending me and Billy away? Well, you stay here and wait for those men to come back.
What else can I do?
You'll be killed. You don't think our good neighbors are going to do anything to prevent it, do you?
I've got to stay here, Martha.
Jack, you're stubborn. You've always been stubborn, but you've never been a fool. You've never been selfish.
How am I being selfish?
Because you're only thinking of yourself and your own stupid principles.
Now, wait a minute, Martha. You and Billy are
Me
the
and
ones...
Billy? What do you care that you owe it to us to try, at least to try to stay alive, instead of committing suicide? And that's what you're doing. You're committing suicide for a principle.
I love you more than any principle. You know that. But can't you see, Martha? I've got to defend my right. Our right to live decently and honestly in a place of our own choosing. If we don't have that, we don't have any life at all. Maybe you're right about one thing. Maybe I am selfish. But I'm not going to spend the rest of my days running away, worrying that my wife or my boy may be killed any time by a bullet. bullet meant for me. I won't do that, Martha. I mean it.
I wish I could think of words, brand new words I never used before, to tell you how very proud I am of you.
Well, you better pack your things tonight, Martha. Then you and Bill can take the stage in the morning.
No, Jack, we're not going.
But, Martha...
We're not leaving.
But you can't stay here.
Whatever happens, my place is here with you.
Yeah, who is it?
Hi, Al. I couldn't sleep. I went out for a little air and saw your light.
Oh, come on, sit down. I'm glad you stopped in. Pour you a drink?
No, thanks. Livingston got back from Abilene tonight. He stopped by my place.
Did you get somebody?
No. All he could find was a couple of gunmen who had any interest, which they lost as soon as he talked to them.
Maybe you didn't offer him enough money.
That wasn't the salary. They told him so.
Oh. They're scared of the Dennis gang just like we are.
They sure are. We've got to find somebody for that marshal's job. We'll try Wichita or Dodge City or one of those places. We're bound to find someone.
What do we do in the meanwhile? Well, we need protection right now.
Hey, Livingston had some sort of an idea. We'll probably have a town meeting about it tomorrow.
What took you so long? What's the matter?
Here.
We got the wrong man.
You got the wrong man.
We'll get the right one this time, I'll tell you that. We're not sneaking around that town in the dark. We're going in the daytime, today, so we can see what we're doing, and so can everybody else. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him if it's the last thing I do. And he's mine, no matter what happens, he's mine, do you understand? All you have to do is cover me. And we're not leaving that town till that storekeeper's guts have been shot out.
Hello, Miss Clayton. Good morning.
Where's Jake? Yeah, Jake. We're gonna have a town meeting in 10 minutes over at the saloon.
What about?
Jack Wright.
I'll be there.
We're gonna have a town meeting in 10 minutes over at the saloon. Want everybody there.
Did you get the kindling box filled for Mom?
Yeah. Pop, can I help you with anything up here?
Well, thanks, Bill, but you better stay in the back like I told you.
I want to stay in here with you.
There's a meeting of some kind going on at the saloon.
There is?
Well, nobody told you about it or asked you to come.
It doesn't matter, Martha.
Pop, maybe they're trying to figure out some way to help us.
Oh, yes, that must be it, Jack.
If it is, we'll find out about it soon enough.
Hello, folks.
Hello, Al.
Jack, we'd like to talk to you over at the saloon, if you're not too busy.
I'm not too busy.
Jack,
It's all right, Al.
No, wait. I want you to know that me and my family haven't forgotten how good you were to us last year when we were all sick.
I always figured you'd do the same for me if it was ever necessary.
Jack, I hope you realize there's nothing personal in what I'm going to say. I'm speaking for everybody, and we're all your friends. You know that. Nobody will ever forget what you did for Plainview. But, unfortunately, it's created a problem, a big one. We've been talking about it for some time now, and we've finally come to a decision, a unanimous decision, except for one person. Jack, we have to ask you to leave Plainview. The people who want to kill you are going to keep on trying. And we have our wives and children to think about. If it weren't for them, well, it'd be different. The women and children, I mean. But we can't watch after them every minute, and it could happen any time. I'm sure you understand, Jack.
Sure, I understand.
Now, there's quite a bit of money here, Jack. It's from all of us. About twice as much as the store is worth. And wherever you go, if you need more, why, we'll see that you get it.
Well, thanks, all of you. But I won't need it.
Why, of course you'll need it, Jack. We wouldn't ask you to give up your business without compensation.
I said I won't need it. Because I'm not leaving Plainview.
Gentlemen, let's have order here. Quiet, please. Everyone, sit down, gentlemen. Now, Jack, listen for a moment.
No, you listen. What I have to say won't take very long. I was born here in Plainview. I've lived here all my life. I used to think it was a good town. But I don't anymore. Because the town's only as good as the people in it. So I'm not staying here because I like it. And I'm not staying because I'm brave either. I'm scared. I guess you all know what I mean. But I'm more scared than any of you, though. Because it's me or my wife or my boy that's most likely to get hit by a bullet. And why? I'll tell you why. Because as much as you talk about being good neighbors, good American citizens, you're not. You had your town meeting here today. You decided to do something for the good of the community. To get rid of me. You think that's going to solve your biggest problem? Well, believe me, fellow citizens, it won't. In this country, the people make the laws. And you're the people. And I don't think one of you would vote to make bank robbing legal or to make murder legal. But that's just what you're doing. You're making them both legal without voting for it. And you know it. I said I was more scared than any of you. But you take all your little fears and put them together. And they're a lot bigger and more dangerous than mine.
Jack Wright!
Jack! Spotted the Dennis gang. They're on their way here. They're about a half a mile out of town.
Are you sure it's them?
Yeah, they look like it to me.
at anything heavier than a whiskey bottle in 20 years, but loan me a gun.
No, Doc. Thanks anyway.
Jack!
Keep Martha and the boy in back of the store.
Martha. Billy, come, quickly. Come.
Drop your guns and surrender. You're all covered. Drop your gun. Get your hands up. Stay where you are. We've got you covered. Come on. Get your hands up. Up!
Thanks, Doc.
Get down off those horses. Jack, the things you told us today, well, every one of them was true. We were wrong and we're ashamed. We'd like to ask you and your family to forgive us.
That's right.